What's going on, guys? It's your boy MC Fire coming at you again with another Fireside Chat Trades. We are definitely excited. I know in the last video I said that I probably wouldn't drop a video, but I lied. I'm back. The only reason why is because the market is just too exciting, man. You can't get away. It's like the Energizer Bunny. It just doesn't stop, and neither are we. So we are tapping in, so you guys don't have to. The crazy part is we're going to be talking about NVDA today, and then making the monster run. We're also going to be talking about the Qs and some other buys while the markets are at all-time highs that you can tap into for the low. Get in while it's hot, right? They're smart buys, but again, things that are low can always go lower. So it's just take these with a grain of salt, right? Again, this is by no means any financial advice. We're not telling you what to buy. It's just something that we're looking at and we're thinking about. So this is kind of our vlog to ourselves and you guys. So the reality is we're going to share with you guys what we're considering buying, why we're buying it, and have some fun and education in the process. So let's dive right in. Okay, straight to the charts here. NVIDIA, absolute crazy earnings. If you notice, definitely up from the last time. I mean, this stock just puts in work. Hopefully you're in, or you got filled in some contracts. The train definitely has already left the station. Let's take a look. So in after hours, absolutely just massive run here, right? Kind of in this range. There's the high there, and then after hours is absolutely cracked. The four digit mark, cracking 1,000, 23 and 44 cents. So the earnings definitely was good. People liked it. Algos probably try to kick it back down. I don't know why they have those wicks. I'm assuming it's algos, but the reality is hey, I mean it's running for the border. So NVIDIA, shout out to it for an immaculate earnings, single-handedly lifting up the market with its own steepness, man. It is it's something else. So we kick over to the 10-minute chart here and kind of see how it looks. I mean, it is utterly massive, man, push. So shouts out to it. Let's go look at the weekly here. It is after hours, so it's not going to reflect that push, but again, it's definitely above highs currently, and if it opens above highs, like I said, the train has left the station. So even if you're a day trader trying to trade this, I would still wait for maybe a test, any kind of pullback to get in, because we try not to chase. So this isn't a weekly trade. The train has left the station. It would definitely be a trade for like a day trader scalp kind of thing. And expect some increased volatility tomorrow on this, for sure. That's my guess, right? Could just go flat, but the reality is you don't just have a big day like that overnight and then people just not want to jump in and chomping at the bit first thing they can get in the morning. So for sure. Also, I told you guys yesterday that the Fed dropped their goody two shoes information on us. So we'll pull that up. Let's see what they got for today. So today is what May, or coming up is May 23rd. We'll slide that over. Sorry about the brightness, but the reality is French flash manufacturing is in full swing. Also the German. So the European market, if you're trading those forex pairs, prepare for some volatility right around the now time frame, right, 3:15 ish. And then we actually have unemployment claims also coming tomorrow. So still some volatility to come. Also PMI. This will be an interesting market. So if you're doing any kind of volatility plays, I would say, hey, it's probably going to be a good day for you. NVIDIA, earnings, German, French, and the United States, a lot of European markets in full swing. So kick this back out of our way here and get back to brass tacks. So on top of NVIDIA, right, we'll take a look at the immaculate play we had in Tesla. Didn't necessarily play out the way we wanted. Not anywhere close to our stop loss, but the reality is it did pull back. So not kind of in hot water yet, but directly, definitely, like for a scalp trade, it was there. And then testing this intermediate, I would say intermediate resistance level, which is good. That's why you put them there. So you can kind of know, is the market holding up at support? Is it responding to support, or getting more information based on your fundamentals? So nice juicy entry. We have it again for 3 weeks. So let's see how it plays out. This is really for you guys because we really for the Tesla trade, it's more like fun. This one is a lot more fun. I actually, believe it or not, most of the data we're seeing is that out of all the auto manufacturers, Tesla is being the most aggressive in its price cuts to stay profitable. It's also making certain cuts. So hey, we'll take a chance on Tesla. Again, not necessarily. I wouldn't recommend just throwing money away, but I would say that this is kind of a gamble, and hopefully with the market rally, a high tide raises all boats. Speaking about tides, let's go straight to the Qs, and it loved the NVDA news, right? Actually taking a dip, but after the news, kind of following a very similar chart pattern as NVIDIA, it just said, hey, let's go. So the Q's also running to highs. If we look at the weekly chart, definitely cracking the sky on this one. Again, I highly recommend you don't chase. If you are absolutely looking to get in, we told you guys yesterday, wait for a dip to get in. This probably would have been the best opportunity because you had clear resistance right here. Clear resistance after it dipped. There was the opportunity on the 10-minute to definitely get in, especially as it cleared this bar. It could definitely have been a potential. And if we zoom in here, I would definitely say after you are outside of your VWAP, right? Hindsight is 2020, obviously, but outside of your VWAP, it's a high probability that once you see the whole moving average kind of change green, it is a high probability that if it gets this far out and it starts to change green, you're gonna at least push to VWAP at some point. So even here, like, this is kind of a fake out, but you guys know, hey, take on your risk as you need to, stop out at the low. Same thing here. This is way better because this candle cleared like a slew of candles, where this one only cleared one. So kind of put in this like staggering low and a massive candle to clear a whole range. So you're, again, even if you entered here or here, stop out is still at the low. So shout out to NVIDIA being a titan, carrying everything to the moon, right? The Qs in particular. We also want to take a peek at, let's see, we have, we already did NVIDIA, UNG. So these are some of the plays that we are going to look at potentially for a buy. This isn't necessarily something that I would say we want to look at right now. We're still going to wait for a buy signal, but we were definitely checking out this bad boy right here, and that is wheat, man. Okay, so another one that just decided to kind of run for the border, and it now kind of a defined very strong uptrend. So not looking to chase, though. If it pulls back, could be a potential play to the upside. But yeah, down for a very long time. One thing we notice is we've got a positive cross, and for a little bit, unbalanced volume is actually above the 64 period moving average, and we've got a change in trend. So really what's getting me excited is the change in trend. The change in trend and huge amount of push. So if there's any kind of dip, we might look to get in for a buy. Again, not really rushing this one. It has a lot of upside and not too much downside. So risk to reward is actually pretty decent from that perspective. And speaking of plays that are in the dirt, looking at again, everything's also like already super elevated. So this one, if this can start to make changes in its trend, we could see that unbalanced volume is looking like it wants to push. So I would actually want to see a change in structure, not just a change in trend. So like a break to the upside and then a pullback, right? I'd want to see it do something like this. So it expands and then maybe pulls back, and then we probably would get in on the third leg there. So it's not necessarily something that I have to get in immediately right now. I'm not super aggressive on it. It has been in the dirt for a while, for sure. Then we also have another play that I think has a lot of potential looking long term. I'll bring a chart over. So avert your eyes. You're going to get blinded. There you go. Boom. It's very bright, but good stuff. So we have, well, what we have here is bar charts. It is free. All you gotta do is go to up here, barcharts.com/stock/market tac performance. This chart will pop up, or you just go to bar charts, and I think this will pop up. What I notice here, the reason why I'm bringing it up is if you notice, this chart is kind of showing sector rotation. And what I notice, I like to look at this chart almost every day to see what sectors are diverging from the rest of the overall market. So if all the other colors, all the other sectors are kind of curling down, what is kind of flat, what is showing relative strength? And the one that stands out to me for relative strength is the not just the info and tech, clearly the red, but you also have healthcare, right? And which one is healthcare? I will deselect it. It's in this area. Okay, so if I reselect it, you'll see it come back in that gap right there, right? So healthcare, even though the rest of the market's kind of pulling down, healthcare is looking like, hey, it wants to stand out from the crowd. This is kind of an early, I wouldn't say scanner, but like an early indication to me that there could be some strength funneling into the healthcare sector, XLV, right? So even though the market might be taking a hit, XLV is showing strength. And let's go to our flex grid and take a peek at XLV here. We're gonna pull it up. Boom, cannons. Okay, so this is your heavily weighted in the XLV, and if you notice, in the XLV we have Johnson and Johnson. You got some other good tickers here. This one's double green. AMGN also double green. DHR double green. So what this is telling us is where is the strength inside of the XLV? Who's doing most of the heavy lifting? Is it your big boys or some of your smaller guys actually making waves inside the XLV? Like DHR. So when you go to look for a potential play, right, we can go back to the charts, type in DHR, and it kind of gives us an indication, hey, if this gives us an opportunity to buy, like it pulls back in relative strength, if that XLV continues, we could see some potential move to the upside and continuation as the overall trend changes. So it's just something to think about. Like, you don't want to be on the losing end of the sector, but sometimes taking the sector is more beneficial, and sometimes taking one of the stronger players inside the sector is beneficial. So we would be more looking to buy XLV in particular, and on a shorter time frame, looking for it to break the high. That's kind of why we have this alert here. If it can break the high, awesome. If it can't break the high, then it wouldn't be a buy for us. We would need that break to be juicy for us on a shorter time frame. It would only be to approach the highs, because ideally trains already left the station. The time to buy was like back here. So, but seeing its relative strength compared to the rest of the market, that is pretty powerful. Okay, things to think about. And then another one that went absolutely gangbusters this week, Ethereum went absolutely bonkers, man. Where are you at? It's on my, not in the slot. Here we go down. Cool. Make sure I got the right ticker symbol here. Okay, so we'll go for Bitcoin first, and then we'll pull up Ethereum. Yeah, Bitcoin is pushing. So what this tells me about the market, if I was just objectively looking at the market, I'm like, hey, Bitcoin is pushing, Ethereum's pushing, gold's pushing, silver's pushing, but the Qs are also pushing, right? The market overall, the people that can buy are buying. They're buying assets. They're scrambling to get their hands on what's working, bar none. So there's definitely a lot of there's still a lot of money in the market. It might not just be um we might not just have it. You know what I'm saying? Like the people, the average Joe is feeling it in the economy, but Main Street's feeling in the economy, but Wall Street is definitely in full play here, and you'll see that with stuff like Ethereum, man. Definitely a buy signal on the week, but who would have knew? Like you would be in close to three average true range territory at around this time. Definitely wasn't expecting that for sure. Like wasn't expecting it to be this high. We are in the grayscale ETF for Ethereum, and this is kind of what we want to see. So just for educational sake, right? It absolutely took off 2 days ago. Sorry I didn't catch this one for you guys, but yeah, this one absolutely went bonkers. Probably some news, but we were already in Ethereum, and for us, yeah, it would have been a great opportunity to scoop up some more shares. I forget what we bought. I think we bought some Tesla. Oh, and we bought some big. We actually bought, instead of Ethereum, we got Bitcoin. So we actually got this. So Ethereum pushing versus Bitcoin. That is interesting, but that's what we decided to get. And also, can't forget our boy Shopify. So it's kind of did really good since it first came on our radar. But the reality is it's taken kind of a hit. Earnings haven't been super spectacular, and so um, everybody wants to look at stuff when they're up. But Shopify, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. And when the overall market is struggling, it's where the little guys can step in and kind of fix niches and make super emotional things that people want to buy. So my reasoning is still technical for why Shopify would be a buy. If you can cross above this range, break the high, then I would look to scoop up some Shopify shares, right? So we're kind of rhyming there, but yeah, it's good times. If we can scoop up some Shopify shares, that'd be sweet. I'll be excited about that. So kind of look at some of those things. Other things that we could potentially make a play on according to the scanner. We'll just cut through them real quick. Simon Property Group actually came up on the scanner for being in the slot. That just means it's in like a kind of a tighter position to break out. So when you're looking for stuff that's a potential play, Simon Property Group. Why I like Simon isn't necessarily because of the inflated price. It's actually showing strength here, but really it's the here we go, the analyze and the fundamentals here, right? If we come down, so yeah, dividend yield is like 4.8. So you're definitely beating the rate of inflation if you're buying these shares. And that's kind of why I wanted it is I need something to beat the rate of inflation. I need something to beat the rate of inflation. So parking your money somewhere that can beat the rate of inflation or even grow is what we're looking to do. It is in a uptrend, although it'd be weak, and earnings are holding up. Right, it had an increase in earnings, but earnings are holding up, and the dividend is increasing, and that's kind of the thing that we're hoping to see is it's in a buy, but it's also dividends increasing. Meta, I think we kind of went over that. Any break of high, we would definitely be looking to scoop in some meta options. Two reasons. One, it's going to give you a very nice juicy risk to reward. And then two, it'll be at the base of this range, which means, hey, if you can break and complete a rotation at that range, the ceiling becomes a new support. So we're hoping to look and hit highs if you can break that range, right? Earnings are kind of in the rearview mirror. It did take its hit for earnings. So it can have some wind in its sails if it can break high. Also, same thing for the low. We just don't know. So we'll just brace for shock. Amazon. Okay, so Amazon here is in the slot, but it's kind of in the middle of its rotation. So if you're looking to play Amazon, again, I would definitely look to, on a weekly time frame, look for Amazon above highs. It does have room to run to 3 ATR, which it has done plenty of times in a strong uptrend. So if it's looking to complete that trend, I wouldn't even hesitate in taking and buying the highs for Amazon. Its earnings have held up, even though it kind of had about less earnings than this one. It's still fine because I mean it's Amazon. It's not going anywhere. And if anything, Amazon's going to get better because I believe they're looking to add more AI to their automation in deliveries. So that's going to cut the bottom line, making Amazon more profitable there. So shouts out to Jeff and Amazon, Mr. Bezos. And also, just as a sidebar, because we want to talk about squeezes, we want to talk about certain setups that we find valuable. So this one kind of already left the station, but it wasn't a 3 week squeeze. It's probably since fired a little late, and then we've got a couple forex pairs, so we can take a look at those in a tight range. It's going rotational, so not too much going on there. If you're looking at futures, if anything, you could play off the rotation, right? Definitely off the rotation, for sure. But in the middle of the road like that, don't want to get caught up in that for sure. So I would wait till it hits range high or hits range low, for sure. And then we've got British pound, right? Kind of very similar. Um, it's in rotation, so I would be looking for it to test range high, which it's doing, and look for confirmation of range low, right? Maybe break below the low on that. Let's go to the daily. So like as it rotates up and down in here, the whole moving average, it could actually be a good indication. Like right here, when it goes green, you take the buy, stop out of the previous low, and in here, once it goes red, stop out of the previous high and hold through that. That could be pretty good for this situation as well. Once you see it go red, you can use that as a trigger, because nothing's perfect, right? But just have a plan, follow the plan. Nobody has a crystal ball, and that's the cool thing about trading. You can create your own alpha. Like all these indicators, there's no perfect way to execute entry and exit, right? Most strategies at max have like, I don't know, 80% chance of success, and those high chances of success probably come with risk to reward that's not necessarily in your favor. So it's just something to think about. So Microsoft, same thing, man. It says 1 week squeeze, but I'm thinking that's back here, and it already fired within the week. So it kind of testing this range low, and as it goes and pushes to range high, I would be looking forward to break, retest, and continue with the rest of the market. Yeah, if we look, it's already kind of after hours, kind of broken that. So not necessarily sure it would continue, but if you see it kind of break the range, heads up, because it could definitely run, and it has space too. There's nothing up there. It's got room to run. So same thing here. Like if you see it break and come up here, it starts hovering around the top or the base of the range. The potential to run, it could run for a good minute, like this push right here. So keep that in mind. Could happen some more. Lightning could strike twice, and especially after good NVDA earnings and the Q's pushing in the market, saying, hey, there's volatility and it's breaking highs. The FOMO could kick in. That could be an opportunity for high volatility options plays. But again, not looking to chase long-term buys at these highs. I reiterate that. Do not chase. Wait for your fundamentals. Understand what the objective is. What's the time frame? If it's a scalp trade, make it a scalp. If it's a 10-minute trade, make it a 10-minute trade. Now, if it works up, not down. So don't turn a 3 week trade into a scalp trade. If you have a 2-minute trade, right, that's a scalp trade and it just runs, right, I would highly advise you keep to your plan. But sometimes daily triggers turn into weekly triggers. And those weekly triggers, you could do it up. That is one thing that my mentor taught me is daily triggers can turn into weekly triggers, but do not make weekly triggers go down and turn into daily triggers, sell triggers, buy triggers, whatever. Work up, not down. It makes for bigger winners, and that's what you want. You want to get bigger winners. That's an alert for Bitcoin doing more good stuff. So that's what we got, guys. If you like this analysis, or you've gained some real value in just learning from us, I would definitely say hit that like button, subscribe, watch some of our previous videos. Me and Q, we have a lot of good videos as regards to lifestyle and what we do during the day and how we feel during the day, for just expressing. We know a lot of people are going through a lot, but how do we cope with, what's going on with the economy? Hey, leverage buying assets, honing our skills, staying around like-minded people. Shout out to the accountability groups that we're in, staying around strong people that have been where we're trying to go. So our mentors are really a big thing, and we believe in that. People that have been where you're trying to go are people you should listen to, take advice from. So this is your boy MC Fire, tapping out. Thank you guys for joining us, and have a good day, and goodbye.